Hi, we're going to talk about discriminants today. Discriminant is part of the quadratic formula, and it tells us a special little piece of what our answer would be. Now, I don't need this whole formula. All I need is just this little bit. So b squared minus 4ac. That is the only thing I need out of all of that. So forget the quadratic formula. We're only looking at what's under that radical. So before I kind of get into what it all means, let's just plug away. Let's plug our numbers into the formula and see what that does. So I have A, B, and C. I want to plug them all in. So my B value is 2. So B squared minus 4AC. I'm going to have 2 squared minus 4. My A value is up front, 1, and multiply times C, which is 5, giving us 4 minus 20, which is negative 16. Okay, so if I were to go back to my big quadratic formula and I had a negative number underneath that square root, all of a sudden we just say, can't do it. Head explodes, calculator breaks. You're not allowed to take the square root of a negative, ever. So what that now means is a negative answer tells us that we're going to have no solutions. Tells us we have no solutions. So if I were to graph that, my graph would look something like this. My parabola never crosses that x-axis. Because it never crosses, there's no solutions. And if you were to plug everything into this big formula, you're going to stop right here and say negative answer. Can't do it. No answer. There's going to be no solutions. So let's see what happens. Let's keep going. Next problem, let's plug some stuff in. We've got b squared minus 4ac. My b value is 10. So 10 squared minus 4. A is 1. And my c is 25. I'm going to get 100 minus 4 times 25 is 100, giving us an answer of 0. Okay, so discriminant values that and that. We came up with an answer of 0. What does that tell us now? All right, a 0 answer tells us 1 solution. What? Well, if we were to graph that, if you were to take this big problem and spend a whole bunch of time, finding all its coordinates and graphing it, you'd get a parabola that looked better than that, and it crosses right there. It hits the x-axis at one spot. The vertex hits the x-axis, 1 solution. Do it one more time. We've got our formula. We're going to plug in A, B, and C. So my B value is 5. A value is 3. C is negative 12. 25 minus 4 and 3 gives us 12. 12 and 12 give us 144. But hold on, we got 2 negatives here. It's going to be a positive. Put them together, you get 169. Okay, a positive answer tells us 2 solutions. If I were to graph that, I'd get a graph that looks something like this. And all the discriminant is telling us, just that little piece under that radical, says if you've got a positive number under the radical, you're going to come up with 2 possible answers. If you come up with a 0 under that, you're only going to come up with 1 answer. And if you get that negative, you can't take the square root of a negative, you get no possible solutions. That's the discriminant of a quadratic formula.